So you want to know about low porosity hair, or you're here because you have low porosity hair. Well, you came to the right channel. My name is arabiamiyari, and on this channel we talk about hair. We do natural hair stuff, we do wigs, vlogs, all that, okay? So if you want to become a part of the A1 Day 1 team, press that notification bell, press that subscribe button, and come along for the ride. Now, I did do another video on hair porosity, and if you want to know all about hair porosity, click in the cards and look at hair porosity, see what it's all about before you come over here to this video to learn about low porosity. Or if you already know you got low porosity, let's get into this video. Welcome back to my channel, my A1 Day 1. Okay, yes, we back at it again with another video. And of course, you guys know I'm here at PJ's house, so you know I have Pharaoh and Alani with me. So if you see black, that's Pharaoh. If you see a little fluffy tail going around, you know that's my baby Alani, okay? But today in this video, we are going to be talking about low porosity hair. So if you haven't seen my face, welcome, become a part of the A1 Day 1 team. And you know, let's get into this video on low porosity hair and why you should know about low porosity hair and what you should know about low porosity hair, because 9 times out of 10 your hair is low porosity hair. So just like high porosity hair, we're going to cover 3 main topics. Now we're going to talk about what you should know about low porosity hair. We're going to talk about penetrating oils, and we are going to talk about how to deal with a low porosity hair. Okay, so let's start with low porosity hair. What is low porosity hair? Low porosity hair so basically low porosity hair is hard to let moisture in. And just to let you guys know, I do have my tablet right here, so if you see me looking down, I'm just trying to stay on track. But low porosity hair deals with a lot, not even lighter hair, but it deals with not letting moisture in. So basically your hair cuticles are closed and they're tightly closed. Ma'am, get down. And they are tightly closed to where your hair does not want to let moisture in. So, you know, you would think low porosity hair would be high porosity hair because, you know, it's not, your cuticles are closed, it's not letting anything in, it's not letting no moisture in. But it's really low porosity hair because your hair is not getting any oils, your hair is not getting any moisture, and the moisture that it does have is holding that on really tight. So it's preserving your moisture, that little bit of moisture that you do have in your hair. So your hair is going to look drier, but it's really not dry. It's going to be dry, but it's not going to be as dry as someone with high porosity hair, but it's going to look like it's dry. But you realize with low porosity hair how some people, when they say they haven't put oil on their hair for like days, like a whole week, and they touch their scalp and their scalp is still oily, that's because their hair is generating oils. And your hair do generate oils itself, but with low porosity hair, it holds in that moisture and it locks in that moisture, so it won't open up into it feel like it needs moisture. But that is very rare because it locks on the moisture that it does have and it preserves it like crazy. So mainly the most people who might have low porosity hair, and low porosity hair deals in all kinds of hair texture, but it's really those ones that are really tightly curlied hair that tends to have low porosity, because those curls are just so tight, and with your curls being so tight, your cuticles are being so tight. So those are the ones that tend to have low porosity hair. but I wouldn't solely go off of what your hair type may be, because anybody can have low porosity hair just as anybody can have high porosity hair. But if you have low porosity hair, go check out that hair porosity 101 video, and in that video I show you how you can tell if you have low porosity hair. So with low porosity hair, your hair is hard to absorb. Okay, so this is what low porosity hair looks like, and basically it's hard to absorb in that moisture. So your hair, it'll look fluffy and fine, but and when I say fine, I don't mean like the strands of your hair is fine. I mean as in like your hair looks bouncy, curly, and it'll fluff up really, really good. But it's like when you go to wash your hair, or when you just put moisture in your hair or something in your hair, it just sits on your hair. So like you will have basically residue for your hair. So you put conditioner on your hair. If you put too much conditioner, that white of the conditioner is just going to sit on your hair. It's not going to go into your hair. It's not going to absorb into your hair. It's not going to do nothing. It's just going to sit on top of your hair, just like how if you put water in your hair when you're washing your hair, it runs down like beads. So 9 times out of 10, people who have low porosity hair, they put a little bit of conditioner, leave-in conditioner, any kind of twisting cream. They put a little bit on their hair at a time, because it gives them a cast of white, or it may give them a cast of white, or they don't want that white residue on top of their hair because they know that their hair can be hard to absorb. Now, low porosity is not a bad thing or a good thing. Low porosity, if you have low porosity and you know you have low porosity, you're able to work with low porosity and use the products that you need, and use the products that won't cause the cast over your hair, or know the methods to do for low porosity hair. So you can have low porosity hair and not know that you have low porosity hair, and you can have low porosity hair and know that you have low porosity hair, and just doing the right things to fix your low porosity hair, because your low porosity hair can go from high porosity, and it can also go from low to medium. If you have low porosity hair, you would know the things to deal with your low porosity hair. So low porosity, having low porosity hair is not a bad thing to deal with, and it's not something that's bad. It's just we want to know how to deal with low porosity hair, so we won't be putting too much products on your hair. Because if you do a bomb twist out and you have low porosity hair, you don't know you have low porosity hair, and you do this bomb twist out, but you have white castings in your hair that make it look ugly, and it's like, oh, I have all this white flakes in my hair and it won't go away. You know that, hey, this product is probably not good for my hair. I have low porosity hair. I probably shouldn't put this much on it. So with that being said, we're gonna jump into the topic of how to deal with low porosity hair. When you have low porosity hair, you do not, and I mean do not, want to deal with any oils that are sealing oils. Okay, your cuticles are already closed, and they're tightly closed, so you don't want to deal with oils that seals your cuticles. You want to deal with oils that help open up your cuticles, so you can put in that moisture, or absorb the moisture into your hair. You also don't want to deal with products that have acid inside of it. What I mean by acid inside of it is doing an apple cider wash. Basically, you know, if you're doing the apple cider wash, you're trying to balance your protein in your hair, and you're trying to balance the pH of your hair. The apple cider vinegar wash, it doesn't open up your cuticles. It's balancing out the pH of your hair to help your cuticles close and to balance. 9 times out of 10, when your hair is low porosity, your hair is technically balanced when it comes to the pH level, and when it comes to protein, your hair is balanced, because with protein, having low porosity hair, you don't put a lot of heat to your hair, and you don't have a lot of color to your hair. So your hair is basically natural. if I should say. So you don't put chemicals in your hair, you don't put damage, and if you do, you don't put heat damage to your hair. And if you do put heat to your hair, it's every blue moon. It's not that rare. So your hair is not, I don't want to say susceptible, but you know, your hair doesn't need to balance the protein. It doesn't need a pH balance, because you don't do anything to your hair where it pertains for you to balance out your pH and balance out your protein. So that's why acid wash, which is apple cider vinegar wash, is not good for your hair. So you want to stay away from anything acid, because your hair does not need it, really. It'll, if anything, it'll dry out your hair, which will potentially move you from low porosity to high porosity if you don't know your hair type. Well, not even type, if you don't know your hair porosity. So if you're just trying things just to try things on your hair, that's technically not a good thing, which I know some of us naturals and our natural content creator, we do that. But we know our hair, and we do things. I would hope that the natural creator that you are watching, that they do things specifically tailored to their hair and not do it because it's a trend, because you never want to do things that's a trend if it doesn't pertain to your hair. What does help you guys' hair is steam treatments. Steam treatments helps your hair out a lot because it lifts up your cuticles. It opens up those cuticles in your hair, just like if you do a steam on your face, it opens up those pores, so you're able to get moisture into your face. Same thing with your hair. If you have a hair steamer and you have low porosity hair, you're doing a good job, sis. But if you have low porosity hair, you might want to start steaming your hair. And I know when I had low porosity hair, what I would do is I would steam my hair for an hour before I wash it. I would steam my hair, let my hair steam for an hour, let those cuticles open, and then I will go wash my hair. And when I tell you I had amazing results, okay? You want to make sure that you steam your hair to open up those cuticles, and then go straight to a wash day, because while your cuticles are open, whichever you use, whichever shampoo, conditioner that you use, those cuticles are open so it can go into those cuticles. So the kind of cleanser that you guys will want to use is more so like a water-based cleanser, basically sulfate free. And you can use a clarifying shampoo if you would like. I would say you guys most definitely can use a clarifying shampoo, but also you want to use a water-based shampoo as well, something that's not thick and creamy, something that's a little bit runny, sort of like the Shea Moisture Black Jamaican Castor line. That is a good brand to use. You want to use a consistency like that. You don't want it to be too watery, you don't want it to be too creamy, you want it to be like a perfect consistency. But you can also use sulfate. Also, all shampoos that you use should be sulfate free, but you would want to use a clarifying shampoo because it strips the moisture. Now I know some of you guys like, okay, well, why would I want to strip the moisture and it's keeping the moisture in? The reason why you want to use a clarifying shampoo so it can strip the moisture out is because that moisture is holding on to that moisture and is locking on that moisture. So if you don't have a steamer, and until you can get a steamer, you will want to use a clarifying shampoo so it can strip the moisture that it has out there, which is forcing your cuticles to open up. And the conditioner that you use will be a creamy conditioner. You don't want it to be too thick or heavy. You want to use non-thick heavy products, because if you use too much heavy products, it's going to clog your pores. Well, it's going to clog your cuticles, and you don't want that with low porosity hair. So you want to make sure you strip and clean those cuticles and the moisture that you do have in there, because like I said, it holds tight. It's not going to open up. So if you get a clarifying shampoo that strips all of that it's going to open up to let in new moisture, whatever you put in your hair, new products into your hair, basically is what I'm trying to say. Like I said it before, you don't want no heavy oils. If you have low porosity hair and you're using sealing oils, that's a no-no. You want to use penetrating oils, okay? Using heavy oils can clog your pores, and if you clog your pores, you're not getting any moisture in at all, and that's what you do not want. So low porosity hair needs penetrating oils. You need oils to penetrate your hair cuticles, penetrate that to open it up. You don't need it to seal it because they're already closed. You need it to open them up. So penetrating oils is what you want to get for your if you have low porosity hair. The method that you want to use for low porosity hair is LCO, and this is LCO. And LCO is basically liquid, cream, and oil. So when you're dealing with low porosity, as I said, water tends to run down your hair. It doesn't absorb your hair. It looks like little beads. So when using that LCO, say if you want to do a twist out, you want to spritz your hair with water or any kind of liquid that you have, and then you want to use a cream first. So when you're using a cream, it can be a twisting cream, it can be a leave-in conditioner, whatever you desire. That cream is what's going to, the little bit that you use, you want that to penetrate your hair shaft, okay? And you want to make sure that the water is helping it to absorb it, because you want it to get into the hair shaft. The oil is used to seal in that moisture, to trap that moisture, so the moisture won't go anywhere. So now let's talk about penetrating oils. So some penetrating oils, and basically penetrating oils are basically what it says, penetrating oils. It penetrates the hair shaft. It forces the oils, it forces your cuticles to open up. So the penetrating hair oils that you can use are Kendi oil, avocado oil, argan oil, and almond oil. So these oils are, as you will know, they're not carrier oils. I think one of them are carrier oils. I'll put it on the screen which one is a carrier oil, but these are not carrier oils. So they're lightweight, they're not heavy to the hair shaft, they're not heavy to the scalp at all. They're very, very lightweight. So you don't want any oils to like that's full of moisture clog your cuticles, okay? There are plenty of penetrating oils out there. These are just the top 4 that I picked that I personally like. So you guys can go look at that and do your research on that to see what other penetrating oils there are out there and what you may like in your hair. I hope that helps you more about figuring out more about your low porosity hair, the things and methods that you can do for, well, the method that you can do for low porosity hair to help your low porosity hair thrive, to help you have the best balm and twist outs, the braid outs ever. As well as, you know, if you do decide to do protective styles and you have low porosity hair, what kind of oils you should be using to moisturize your scalp, and not just using any kind of oils for your hair. Like I stated earlier in the video, if you want to know how what kind of hair porosity you do have, or to test out what is your hair porosity, go into the cards above and watch the hair porosity 101, and on that video I show you how to figure out your hair porosity 3 different ways. So it's 3 different ways you can determine your hair porosity. It's in that video. Also, down in the description below, I will have products on low porosity hair, so products that are very good for low porosity hair, oils, shampoo, conditioners, leave-in conditioners, all that good stuff. So make sure you go into the description, look at those products, search up those products. I will have high-end products, low-end products, medium-end products that are good for your hair, good for your price range, or whichever price range that you're in. So if you're wondering, oh I know, oh shoot, I have high porosity hair, go to that video. I also made that video for that. This is strictly for low porosity, so all the products that are in the description below are strictly for low porosity. I was going to put them throughout this video, but I felt like that was going to be too much, so that's why I put them all in the description below. These are only some of the products. Like I said, at the end of the day, do your research. It's your hair. Do research on your hair to figure out what kind of hair products your hair likes and what your hair likes. So with that being said, make sure you link in the description. Okay, look in that description for different hair products to help you guys out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe, press that notification bell so you can get notified on every time that I post, and I will see you guys in the next video.